Mame fa na say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there o say dem yopo.
I say I am a businessman. Now my mention ade bi baby dangerous no. Page 49. When we say ade we my mention nyoma na mo kan no ne table ni hwade. Board approvals nkwa o. Afenyo Markin hwe. Yeah, single source. In fact, 2022 single source nkwa 33. Tie hwe ne hwe. Hwade. 2022 single source 33. Now over total number of contracts omoma 142. And proprietary the ones are the omugine mu edema no 9. RFK and 100. Now over 2023 single source 512 2023 single source contract nkwam de maya and go through tendering. Yembie mama Ghana for nyina hu no 512. Total number of contracts omaya na 703. Board approve 21. The 512 no Afenyo Markin board no omo approve Keligajipo board no omo approve 21 of those contracts. Now Sauba Afenyo Markin tenure a single source contract omoma 425. It is against the law. Afenyo Markin tena board no so and no omoma 425 single source contract. Single source. Yan kan chiro bia omo na pick up company no deal ni ma omo. Oba the number of contractor omo de ma ya under Afenyo Markin omoma 601 contract. 601. Now, Oba the board approve here straight 7 manenko and 7 no e hona sikali jina. Into the bia wote na Afenyo Markin abegina TV so wo NCT a national competitive tendering into check 2022 NCT no na 0 omo MBA competitive tendering bia. Ebia wo NCT wo ho uhu de mini. NCT means national competitive tendering. RFQ means request for quotation. In the 2022 no single source na 33. National competitive tendering na 0. Omo MBA amobia. And oba RT and the owner is 0. RFQ which is request for quotation 100. And I'm requesting for quotation. Proprietary no 9. Now over 2023 single source 512. Now RFQ, which is the request for quotation, 166. National competitive tendering ubecha 00. Into Uber ECG from 2022 to 2024. No competitive tendering. Everything is closed. Uber 2024 Afenyo Markin time. Single source 425. Competitive tendering 0. They did not give anybody request for quotation 0. They don't open it up. They give it anything Osha Canada Japan to minya ECG contract bebre because yembie mu poma hu companies no into sa contracts no de ma MPP for nkwa millions. Now my mention baby a ho park say 739 Now, the qualification of the procurement director. This is how they were able to manipulate the system. Say no more procurement office or ECG. Some person procurement they need to make sure they have the right person there to see to the procurement. This is what they did. They strategically did some job. And that is how they were able to get their way by using only non-competitive tendering. That's how they were able to just get their own people to give them the contract. Because they had to put together a master plan. Master plan and I'm a bachelor. Now, when you now reporting more, we're page 57. I mean, you do more, Mr. S. Yeah. Somebody say Haptel, but Omia company, Haptel. They are also making money from ECG pa. We will talk about that. Now yen ready when who bibi It is expected that the director of procurement should possess the requisite skills, competence, and qualification in order to lead the directorate in the right direction. Listening to the current director of procurement, it was evident that the then board of directors reassigned the current director of procurement, Mr. Samotegu, who was the then director, premises and estates, to a newly created directorate called Procurement, Premises and Estate Directorate in February 2023. This reassignment was done at a board meeting without any interview, as is expected of such a high level position. Almost all call who bibi. Man we your friend Mr. Tego. MPP pa man we your friend Mr. Tego. Now the go we and say Mr. Tego didn't come on who say only idea be about procurement or a daft. In fact, position na occupy ewo ECG no na eye premises and estates. By 2023 no Keligajapo Dubik Mahamamo, they wanted to do something because they needed the money, but the way they could get the money said they had to cut out a procurement. Now they cannot completely cut out procurement department, so they had to come put somebody who is dumb, who has no knowledge about procurement. Send a Dubik Mahama, Keligajapo, and Afenyo Markin, they could cut around him and do their job. Into this man, Samotegu, or no, and you know the funny thing, Meji Samotegu no ministry and an department, which is premises and estate, and the Meji procurement. Do you know the one funny thing? The guy did not go for any interview. Keligajapo, Dubik Mahama at board meeting, they approved him. They did not consider anybody. They just lifted the guy from estate, premises and estate, all the way to procurement and Meji office. No, he did not go through anything. All that they did was that they took him there and they said, go to this office. We have merged the office. Technically, they put a damn fool there because they knew, say, when they get a damn idiot there, they can do what they want. So this guy did not go through any procedure. He did not go through any interview. They did not even open up for people to also apply. They just picked this guy from estate, from premises and estate. They merged premises and estate, the two departments, and gave it to this man. But this man is daft. His main expertise, premises and estate. He has no knowledge about procurement. Into Dubik Mahamano, that boy made a lot of money using these people because Odim say Jimmy, he and Keligajapo, and it's not Dubik Mahama and Keligajapo. Omuwi and almost resigning. You almost say why? Almost so many reasons. Yeah, they had used this guy and they have made billions. Now, when you read the second part of that page, 57, this is what you see. Let me take this idiot off. When you read the second paragraph, prior to this, the then director of procurement, engineer Jacqueline Ofori-Atta, let me get you her picture. So this woman was the woman who was there before they ganged up and sacked her. Honestly, a friend of Ofori-Atta. Honestly, the picture. The woman they sacked her, no, and de estate guy never show her, this woman. So this was the woman who was actually occupying that position before they brought that idiot there. This woman. Sorry. This woman. She was the one who was in charge of procurement. Engineer Jacqueline Ofori-Atta. She was the one there. For some reason, she left. And then they brought this guy in. Let's read the rest. We understand the picture. Show. Wait the next show and son of Omode Eye Integu neighbor. Now, look at this. 57, no, it says a lot. Prior to this, the then director of procurement, engineer Jacqueline Ofori-Atta, who had occupied that position for 5 years, was informed about the mergence of the two directorates at a board meeting and was reassigned to the engineering directorate. She is currently director of engineering at ECG. In Timami way, she was in charge of procurement for about 5 years. One day, I call board meeting. I say, Madam, she said, "You reassign. Go and head another department." Man, no estate so no. You did not merge o department. You did merge estate into one never heady. Into omu yeku eno mu yi ni free ho. And ye oforiata free ho. And ye de tegu beshe ho at the board meeting. The announcer chair and say they have merged the estate and procurement. Or no department no. Eno mu yi ni free ho. Then ko share be fufro. Technical director the and almost de tegu beshe ho. And almost started into check here. On 2022 they didn't do damage. 23, 24 because they needed to put somebody in there to do the damage. Hey, Dubik Mahama is not supposed to sleep at home tonight. Now, when you read the rest of the document, the final paragraphs. Prior to this, the then director of procurement, engineer Jacqueline Oforiata, who had occupied that position for 5 years, was informed about the mergers of the two directorates at the board meeting and was reassigned to engineering directorate. She is currently the director of engineering in ECG. Now, the committee noted it was during and after the period of the mergers of the procurement and premises and estate directorates that ECG's over procurement problems amplified and the containers started piling up at the port. Into investigators who say time anamami we were all the way to 2022 no. That was the time I know much me 5 million editor editing shipping accounting. The day now omuyi mami we free ho a omudi tego ebe show 2023 no. E hona bibia started here. 5 million na enkobium omuso muni skabium. They cannot do what? Pay for the containers. But they kept giving contract for companies to be shipping containers. And then they brought this guy. And then that is when they started the procurement. So the tego they brought, the tego they put there, they knew say tego was dumb. Because Omnim said tego was not smart in that position. But the strategy was that put tego there. The moment you put tego there, technically there's no office. In Tomu Yimameno, who basically knew about procurement and I'm share some redundant department and I'm tego besho a hona procurement dealings in the start here a hona containers and start to pile a port war because there was a plan. It was strategic. They knew what they were doing. Dubik Mahama Keligajepo, they knew the plan. Afenyo Markin so beto plans na de. He's a businessman, so he also joined the plan. That is why he never wrote a statement or he never complained about that plan he said was wrong. Because if you come and you see some corruption happening as a member of parliament and as a board chair, what do? You stop it. But what did he do? He sat and he joined because he knew there was money coming in. So Afenyo Markin is part of the deals. Now, okay, the final part of a 57. This is what it says. It was revealed that Mr. Samotego did not possess the needed qualification with regards to heading a high-level position as head of procurement per the curriculum vitae, that's the CV, he submitted to the committee. His qualification is sampled below. This is compared with the committee's recommendation on what the director of procurement should possess. When you read the whole report, the Papani CV, it comes nowhere close to a procurement boss. So the plan started from 2023. Omuyi maame no mde tegu besho and a damage. Afenyo Markin Kasongo 99 when he actually entered ECG as the board chair, what he first did was that he first looked at the issue and saw money. He saw red meat. He did not complain. He did not come out and say there's some corruption happening here. Afenyo Markin did not complain about the corruption happening at ECG. Afenyo Markin, at the end of the day, Mr. S, I don't want his CV. I don't even want to read his CV. Afenyo Markin joined the crime. And in the original parliament, Eka said, the crime that has been committed, we should forget about it and then let's do it. Let's not do it NDC MPP. Let us all come together and make sure that custom for any system na enye juman yan work and fix the system. Afenyo Markin is 100,000% corrupt and guilty of a crime. That is why today in Parliament He was telling you, let us put everything aside. NDC should come together. MPP should come together. Let us make sure we solve ECG problems. The only way we can solve ECG problems is to make sure people like Afenyo Markin who stole from us are jailed. That is the only way people who are thinking of stealing from ECG will think twice and stay away. Until we jail Kelly Gajepo, we jail Dubik Mahama, jail Afenyo Markin, the stealing and corruption happening at ECG will never stop. Because this should be the first deterrent. This should be the first caution. This to be the highest form of punishment to deter anybody using ECG to steal from us. So jailing Afenyo Markin, jailing Dubik Mahama, jailing Kelly Gajepo is the first step to our freedom of saving ECG, our freedom of making sure the system works. Because if we get to know that Afenyo Markin has been jailed, every young man in politics who is given a position to work at ECG will think twice. Because Kasongo is in jail, Dubik is in jail, Kajepo is in jail. It will send a shivering message through the spines of criminals in this nation. So this criminal, per the document that I have read, this Afenyo Markin guy who oversaw or supervised all this corruption as the board chair of ECG is not supposed to stay at home tonight. Remember, Napo was the energy minister. Napo's best friend is Afenyo Markin and Kennedy Japan. Napo he was overseeing all these things. He has prior knowledge and he understands where all these things are coming from. They have stolen cables, they have stolen transformers, they have sold things, they have melted a lot of things. Afenyo Markin is not supposed to lead any group. Madmen in Ghana are not supposed to be led by Afenyo Markin because he's despicably dirty. He does not have any principles and moral right to stand in our parliament to discuss the development of Ghana. Afenyo Markin as the board chair of ECG is a disease to our politics and disease to Ghana as a nation. We need to come together and make sure Afenyo Markin, he has answered question, he has been jailed to make sure say Ghana no ya set example being see that President John Dramani Mahama, we did not put our lives on the line to bring you back to power for nothing. Majority of us on social media, myself, in Koto, Freemind, Ransford Kebuachi, the good people of Ghana, some intelligent, honest bloggers who were honest in their deliberations, did not do this because we are a handsome man. They did not put everything on the line because they love you more than their mothers. We did this because we believed in your vision. We believed in your honesty. You need to make sure the right thing is done. Afenyo Markin and all these criminals are supposed to face the law. He is not bigger than anybody. They are not bigger than anybody. The law needs to be applied irrespective of who you are, which positions you hold in this country. We need to set an example. We cannot let this slide. Mr. President, if you are going to start being my enemy, if you are going to start having issues with me, then it will be because of this case. I don't want to have issue with you, and I know you don't ever want to have issues with me, because the respect I have for you, the belief and trust that I have in you, that I decided to dedicate my platform to educate Ghanaians and to make sure you are cleaned of all allegations that were not true, to make sure we get an intelligent, honest Ghanaian to lead us. That is why we are here. We are not here because of family and friends. We are not here because our friends in politics. We are here to make sure we reset the system. I don't ever want to be your enemy, and I don't ever want you to be my enemy. I respect you, and with all due respect, the right thing needs to be done, or else your governance will never see the day of light. Afenyo Markin, Kelly Gajepo, Dubik Mahama, they need to pay. We cannot let this slide. We are Ghanaians. We have done the work we have to do by voting for you. We still have the belief in your leadership. We still believe you can reset this nation with Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. We are doing this because we love our nation. We are doing this because we want to reset this nation. We are doing this because we love Ghana. Do not turn us against you. Tomorrow, next week, heads needs to roll. The board chairs, they have to be called. The MD, he has to be called. The Attorney General's office should open investigations now. With all due respect, Mr. President, I keep telling you, I am a messenger without a Bible or a Quran. A messenger who came to deliver the message. We have gone through fire to get you here, and we are still going through fire to protect the leadership that you are showing, which is legitimate and respectful. Do not, and this goes to every single NDC person, from the top to the down. If anybody dares to try and cover up for anybody, you people will understand the power belongs to we on the ground. And this goes to every single person, from the president to the last person in Ghana. I have done my job. Ghanaians have done their job. They have sacrificed, they voted, they have lived to make sure you become president. We expect you to do the needful. Afenyo Markin is guilty. Afenyo Markin needs to go to jail. He needs to be investigated. And this is what we demand.
Debi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.